Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the Hot Stocks Outlook for August 26, 2016. So we're getting to the end of August, and this month has been quite interesting for equities traders. We've really had the S&P 500 since the beginning of the month go completely sideways, only moving up about 0.25%. However, traders who have the right tools are able to identify a lot of really great trades throughout, all the different sectors of the individual stocks. And so what I want to demonstrate here is how traders can identify opportunities and really outperform that benchmark there of the S&P 500. But what I want to do is demonstrate a couple of very basic concepts here and demonstrate how this technology of the Vantage Point intermarket analysis software works. So I actually want to go ahead and start on this first chart here for Baker Hughes. And I want to really delve into a little bit about how this technology works, because this is what allows traders to really anticipate trend reversals in the market and really focus their attention on the right markets at the right time, because you don't want to be in a market that's going completely sideways. Really identify where those trend reversals, essentially where those opportunities are throughout the marketplace. So what I want to show you though, guys, is I'm going to open up Baker Hughes here. You see I've entered BHI, the ticker symbol here, into my search. And if we come into the technology here, we can actually open up this properties tab and view what's called the intermarkets. Now, this is quite important to understand. What Vantage Point does is it utilizes artificial intelligence called neural networks that are able to analyze huge amounts of data, identify the important market relationships between other markets, so the 25 to 30 most closely related markets that are known to influence and drive the target market that you're trading. So for each one of these stocks, Encana, Coeur Mines, Fifth Third Bancorp, we're going to go through these charts. They all have their own unique set of intermarkets. So the markets that have been determined to have a significant factor on how that market's going to trade forward, because the reality is, guys, is we're really living in a global marketplace. And if you're not paying attention to crude oil prices, currency valuations, interest rates, competing stocks, it really leaves you at a huge disadvantage as far as making your trading decisions and doing your market analysis. So if we look here, the neural network technology, it's able to find a lot of these important relationships, like I mentioned, in those big macro markets, crude oil, interest rate, the ETF markets. But you'll notice a lot more of these subtle relationships, which are probably quite important here. Halliburton, United Technologies, Schlumberger, Transocean, Weatherford. So this is the type of analysis that individuals just simply can't do. You have to utilize technology and computers, and that's where the Vantage Point intermarket analysis software really comes in and gives us a leg up. Now, what's great about this is the technology generates predictive indicators. So traders just simply have to, interpret those predictive indicators and make their trading decisions based on the highly accurate output generated through that neural network, artificial intelligence process there. So what we're doing here is we're actually looking at a comparison here between this blue and the black line. And what this is a comparison between a simple moving average, that's what the black line is. So only averages in the last several days, closed prices, averages them together and plots that value. So a real lagging indicator telling you where market prices have already been. However, the blue line on your chart, before that line is plotted, it's analyzing all of those global market relationships and looking forward and trying to anticipate where that moving average is expected to move. Now, what this is Vantage Point's predicted moving average. And so what we're really looking at is a comparison between a prediction generated via that neural network process, and again, that lagging indicator that is telling us essentially where the market has already been and what it's currently doing. So as traders, what we're looking for are these crossovers in the software. So where this blue line crosses above the black line represents that there's been a trend shift, that the prediction of prices moving forward is higher than that average black line there. And so that says, hey, there's a directional shift. This is something that you really want to pay attention to. Now, it doesn't really quite end there. We want to use a combination of these two indicators, the blue and the black line, but also this neural index, this green line that you see at the bottom of the chart here. So let me go ahead and adjust things real quickly here. But this indicator at the bottom of the chart is the predicted neural index. You see P index right there. And it can only be a value of a 1 or a 0. So it's very straightforward, very easy to use. And what it's doing is anticipating short-term strength or weakness. It's really looking out 2 candles, these being daily bars and candles that we're looking at here on the price data. So looking 48 hours ahead and letting you know about short-term strength or weakness over that 48-hour period. So you really understand whether you want to be a buyer or a seller over that given time period. Now, what you'll notice here is as long as that blue line stays above the black line, you're going to want to maintain your position. And this is what makes it easier for traders to understand when to get in, when to get out, and how to identify new opportunities throughout the marketplace so that you're in a market that over the month of August is moving up about 13.5%. You see about $6 per share on a really cheap stock. So even 500 shares here, you're talking about a few $1,000s. But able to identify these opportunities that are going to do a lot better than other markets, which, may be going sideways, which a lot of stocks have done, seeing the S&P doing really the same thing as far as going sideways for the entirety of the month. So this is how Vantage Point really helps traders identify and improve their timing. So identify markets, but then have the proper timing as far as how they want to manage that position going forward. So looking at a few more opportunities here, and you see a lot of these different sectors. You've got energy companies, mining companies, and financial company here. And that's really the point, is when these sectors rotate, you really want to be in the right sectors and the right spots in the market, or you're really not going to make any money. And hopefully, you're not on the wrong side of one of these sector rotations here. But so Baker Hughes about a 13.5% move higher. Let's go ahead and look at Encana here. Nice crossover here to the upside. You see very clear crossover. Neural index up there at a 1. So essentially saying the direction has changed here in this market. Look to go long the next trading day. So this candle here. Your neural index is up at a 1. So forecasting strength over the next 2 trading days, right? So that's what you're looking for, is that double confirmation that says, go ahead, look to get involved in this market. And as long as that blue line remains above the black line, you really know that the direction is to the upside. So you want to go ahead and maintain that position on the market. And you see once the blue line crosses below, that's when you can look to go ahead and take those profits, adjust your position, and look for something else. But, after a 26% move higher, about $2 per share on a very, very cheap stock here. So you're talking about an $8 per share stock. I mean, easily buying 1,000 shares and making a couple $1,000s on this move up and getting out actually, yesterday's trading. So nice little piece of profit to take out of the market there in Encana. Let's go ahead and move forward to some mining companies here. Now, this is what's been really interesting, is the mining companies have been absolutely fabulous. I mean, this stock here went from 2 all the way up to 16, but you really have to know when to take profits in the market and even when to take advantage of shorting opportunities. And so the Vantage Point software here, it works the same whether it's to the upside, to the downside, an extremely high level of accuracy found throughout these predictive indicators here. So you see CDE, we got a crossover here all the way at the top here up at 16, saying go ahead and look to be short here. And what I really want to point out here is for the shorter term traders, and what's great about the software is regardless of your trading style, it's really a forecast to help you make better trading decisions on whatever your style is, whether it's options, whether it's shorter term, longer term. But just look how accurate the neural index here is. So constantly getting a 48-hour forecast here that says, look, average prices are expected to go lower. If you're shorting the market, of those subsequent, 48-hour periods, that's where you really want to go ahead and be short and maintain that short position there. So really great opportunity there. It's still moving lower, about 15% move lower in just 9 trading days going into this next month here. So moving on to this financial company here, Fifth Third Bancorp. And, this is really the benefit of the software, is we really want to keep these things quite simple and manage our positions moving forward based off of this very simple output. Now, what you will notice is, this being a comparison between that technology generated predicted moving average and the actual moving average, it's very helpful to pay attention to the distance between this blue and the black line. When you have a lot of separation there, really represents a strong trend. And when things really narrow and they pinch together, that trend isn't as strong. You may want to go ahead and adjust your position as far as how heavy you may be on a said position. But the benefit here is, you see really through these sideways periods right here, this period here, right here. I mean, things can get very volatile over these time periods, and you really want a tool that says, look, you may get some short-term weakness, over the next couple of trading days. Neural Index really helps you anticipate that. But very clearly here, direction is still up, saying you want to be a long position here. Go ahead and manage your position off of that short-term output, but know that you are biased to the upside and maintaining the long position. So here in a pretty short period of time, well, actually a really nice trade over the month of August here, 34 trading days, about 12.5%, almost $2 per share. So I mean, a stock trading in the teens, again, easily 1,000 shares, making you a couple $1,000s on a single trade. So this is how traders are identifying much better opportunities and really outperforming the market, because they're able to identify not only when to get into these opportunities, but how to manage them moving forward to really make sure you maximize the potential of each opportunity that you get involved with. So again, I really appreciate everyone watching this demonstration. Again, this has been the Hot Stocks Outlook for August 26, 2016. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.